How close was the call between Gareth Anscombe and Dan Biggar at fly half, and what's it say about the way in which you want the team to operate?
I think again, it wasn't a decision about being a close call. It was that we know what we got from Dan. We know what a quality player is. We know what his strengths are. And again, it was sending a message to Gareth that we just didn't want to pick you for one game and then put you on the bench or pick you. So I think for some players, feeling like you've got an opportunity to get a couple of 2 or 3 games or whatever under your belt, we get a better performance out of them rather than a player comes in and gets an opportunity, he feels like he's got one chance, he tries to overplay and he tries too many things and ends up making mistakes because he's trying to impress so much. So it wasn't really a difficult selection decision for us. It was one about giving Gareth another opportunity at this level and picking him. We haven't really consistently picked him for 2 or 3 matches in a row.
Warren, given that Dan Biggar, I think, has only earned 1 cap out of his last 40 off the bench, it's still a big call for you to make, isn't it? No,
not at all. I thought I just explained that. The reason behind the selection decision was easy. It wasn't big. It was a number of things in consideration. One was about the performances of the players in the summer and rewarding them. Some experienced players coming back and also some continuity within the team as well. So so every position, every player you take into consideration. It's not about creating a press hype about a big decision about leaving Dan Biggar out. It's about us thinking about what's important for the team now and building depth in the squad and thinking about the next 8 or 10 months.
He's a very competitive guy, Dan. How's he taken this?
Yeah, he's been fine. Yeah, like he, there will be other players in the squad who have been probably more disappointed than he is at the moment. We've looked after him this week. He's had a little bit of a back strain, so he hasn't taken a full part in contact. But I've had some frank conversation with some of the other players in the squad who are, more than disappointed about not being involved and being selected. And it's just a great position to be in because I expect them to be disappointed. I expect them not to be happy about being left out of the squad. And so that just shows that we've done what we said we wanted to do and building some strength and depth in the squad and some real competition. And those players that haven't been involved in the first 2 games, I've said that they will definitely be involved in next week's game against Tonga.
Adam Beard getting a start at lock. What particular attributes of his do you like?
Well, you can't coach him to be 6'10" and 20 stone. That's for one. So that helps for a start. So look, he's a player of the future. He's got some real skills. He's got a line out forward. I think he's just going to get better and better. And as a player, it's a position we've want to create some depth in. Jake Ball is another player who's come back. He's unfortunately had injuries in the last year or 2. Alan Wynne-Jones isn't going to keep going forever. Brad Davis has had knee problems, so he gets a real chance at this top level. And again, there was another player that impressed us in the summer, and we want to see what he's like at the next level.
Unchanged back row. They obviously went well against Scotland. Dennis Jenkins coming on the bench, but how much of a battle is that going to be for the breakdown with Australia having Pocock and Hooper legendary combination?
Yeah, no, I think I thought we did a good job on Watson last week. He caused problems against us in the past and has a reputation at the breakdown. So, we're very conscious of that area of the game and the breakdown have been strong there, and we know the threat of Hooper and Pocock on the ball. So we've got to be make sure that we have very limited separation between the ball carrier and the player cleaning out, and we've been working on that, and hopefully we get another step up. I thought our contact was very good last week. Probably our turnovers were we didn't make a lot of turnovers in the game, and in fact, neither did Scotland really. So, we're going to make sure those aspects of our game are good. We need to improve, our kicking game, a little bit of some discipline as well, and those are the things that the players have been working on this week.
Warren, given the fact that you're favourites for this game, Australia had a patchy year, you've won 6 on the bounce. Are the players comfortable with that? It's unusual perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's what's tough, and we've, in the past haven't been great starters in the autumn, and the fact that we've got that game under our belt from last weekend, it is tough when you haven't been together for 4 months and you come up against, normally in the first game, Australia, South Africa and New Zealand have just come off a championship. That's not, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So, and plus there's a lot of expectation. So, I think the fact that we've got that first game under our belt, we've got to win and we've got some confidence. Hopefully we'll be a lot better from that performance last week to take on Australia. We've been disappointed with the run of losses that we've had against them, but if you look, how close a lot of those games, I think something like about 7 points, the difference between us and them on average and over that period. So there's less than a score in it on most occasions, and we've gone right down to the wire, and quite a few games, and unfortunately lost it and conceded points in the last minute, having been ahead. So this game's important for the next 12 months. It's not the most important one. I think the pool game in the World Cup's going to be the most important one, but this is definitely important from a confidence point of view. And yes, it's been well documented that they're under different sort of pressures that we are. The pressure for us has been favourites and been able to handle that. But there's a lot of expectation within the squad, and the players. You can tell the fact that they've had that game last week, and we pushed them pretty hard in the first couple of weeks. There seems to be a real mood in the squad and a certain amount of confidence.
Are there 2 teams here